If you cross my path, 'cause it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. When I finally made.
What is up, hooligans? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. I'm going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. I'm going to be starting out with a video titled Noem Criticized for Getting the Meaning of Habeas Corpus Wrong. I don't know if she messed up, if she really didn't know what it was, or if they're just splitting hairs on definitions. Then we got a video titled U.S. Accepts Luxury Flying Palace Plane from Qatar Amidst Controversy. I don't know, bitching about the plane, but I guess we're finally getting it. Then we got a video titled After President Trump Shows Videos About Genocide, Peter Alexander Asks About the Jet from Qatar. Just for no reason, just to stir up nonsense. Then we got a video titled Trump Could Be Held in Contempt of Court for Deporting Border Crossers to Sudan. Some judge said that basically people who are in certain areas cannot be deported because it could be threats against their life or freedom, and they got deported anyway, so they're all mad about that. Then we got a video titled, Do You Denounce This Type of Language in this video that we saw? President Trump talking to the president of South Africa, playing the video where the guy's yelling, kill the white farmer, and all of that. Then we got a doubly. We're going to play this video with that last one. This is titled, CNN just called Trump showing the president of South Africa evidence of leaders calling for white genocide and stealing their land as ambush of debunked conspiracy theories. CNN is really butthurt about that. Then we got a video titled Biden's last known prostate cancer screening was over 10 years ago, says some representative. I don't know. I don't really buy that, but okay. Then we got a video titled New Orleans jailbreak. Fifth person escapee arrested, initially jailed for second-degree murder. Then we got a video titled What Really Happened to Bongino When He Joined the FBI. This is a comparison video showing a clip, I think, from 2023 where Bongino was saying that he didn't think Epstein killed himself, and then at the end it plays a clip of him since joining the FBI where he claims that Epstein, killed himself. When this is a doubly as well, we got a video we're going to play back to back with this. The second one is Alex Jones responds to FBI saying Epstein killed himself. It's Alex Jones' opinion on what's going on with Dan Bongino. Then we got a very interesting video titled Oklahoma Adds 2020 Election Conspiracies to School Curriculum. They're saying that in Oklahoma, they're going to have 11th graders look at all the data from the 2020 election and come up with their own ideas of what happened. News Nation's real bent out of shape about telling that story. Then we got a video titled Pro-Hamas Grad Students at Columbia University Tear and Burn Their Diplomas During Graduation. These are just a bunch of self-hating idiots. Then the last little bit of the news, of course, is lefties losing it, and this one's titled Democrat Senator Imagines Jesus is trans, which is nonsense. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. Then we got two funny videos of the day. First one's titled A Dog's Life. It's by Who Through. And then our official funny video of the day is titled President Trump Cancels Pride Month. That one was provided by Simply Witchy. Now, before we get into our funny videos, we also have an unboxing of something fun that Tori Wayne sent. So, anyways, looking for some links here before we read in the chat. I got somebody being really fucking shitty to me, and they're trying to pull a year's worth of donations just to be a bastard to me. So if you would like to help me out instead of watching me go bankrupt before your eyes, completely just eliminating the live altogether, here is the PayPal link if you would like to help me out. Somebody is pulling a lot of money from me, trying to fuck my life over after pretending to be a hooligan for a long time. So if you would like to help me and prevent me from going bankrupt and fight against these fucking pieces of shit out here, here is the link, and you are welcome to help me out. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, reading through the chat. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Guessum J? What's up, Tori Wayne? What's up, Captain Seamus? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Silverwolf? What's up, Zero? What's up, Russell? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Zoomer, you were first today. Nah, I appreciate you racing in the chat, Elder Zoomer. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Free Thinking Texan? Where's my chapstick at? You guys waiting on me. What's up, Shroomish? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Turbo? What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom. What's up, Nana? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom to you. It's actually a couple different people hitting me in different ways, Ghostly. But it'll be okay, I suppose. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If they hit me fucking hard enough, this will be it. So, I don't know. Guess we'll have to get creative. Either way, what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Rad? What's up, Southern Eagleman? What's up, Jay Blazer? What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being over on Twitch. And what is up, everyone over on YouTube? What's up, Skulls? What's up, Eero? Happy freedom. What's up, Teasel? What's up, Mitchell? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Sven? What's up, Mana? Let me see. What's up, Sassy Patriot? What's up, Jeff Reynolds? What's up, Shanti? If I can get you already. Happy freedom to you. Silver Wolf, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. And what is up, everyone over on X? What's up, Bob? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to go ahead and get into things. Hopefully we can make it through this. I am so distracted by this bullshit. I am actively being attacked right now, and I fucking do not like it. This first video is titled Noem Criticized for forgetting the meaning of habeas corpus, I think it is. Either way, she didn't get it right, or they're saying she didn't get it right. Again, I don't know if she did or did not say it right. To me, it kind of sounds like they're splitting hairs. Either way, before we get into this, I'm going to remind you, hooligans, really quick, we have these Trump was right about everything t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats to give you guys the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, there's no stickers in this design. There's something weird going on with stickers. But either way, we got dog tags, and we even made long sleeve shirts out of this design. Today, I got on the plain Jane JeffMAC t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has come under criticism during a Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing yesterday. She was there to discuss her agency's budget, but Noem blundered in one answer. New Hampshire Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan asked Noem to define habeas corpus, a key constitutional right. Noem incorrectly replied.
Habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right to...
Let me stop you, ma'am. Habeas corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President Lincoln used it.
Excuse me. Habeas corpus is the legal principle that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason.
Noem then said she supported habeas corpus, but insisted the president can suspend it whenever he wants. Senator Hassan said not without approval from Congress.
All right, so Kristi Noem getting a lot of blowback for that. I don't know. To me, it kind of sounds like they're splitting hairs. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that whole situation. They're worried about definitions in the middle of hearings where nothing actually happens. Either way, next up we got U.S. accepts luxury flying palace plane from Qatar amidst controversy. Getting some more details. Sounds like we're actually going to get the plane. Of course, the lefties are all bent out of shape for no reason. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Kristi Noem potentially getting that definition wrong. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much, Ghostly, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Ghostly. Thank you so much. Says, fuck them. Yeah, Ghostly, fuck them. Right now, they've ripped like $5,000 from me that I don't fucking have. I am in the negative. I have no idea how I'm going to eat or pay bills or do anything. This person is fucking me over right now. Who? What goes around comes around, though, so I'm not worried about it. What's up, Tony Rez? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. Sven, they cut her off. Yeah, that's what they do in these hearings. They do that all the damn time. Nothing important actually happens in those hearings. We've seen Josh Hawley go after social media 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Good shit. He's got all the evidence. He's got all the proof backing up everything he's saying, claiming that they're invading they're infringing on our right to privacy and all kinds of stuff. And it sounds great. And then they don't do anything about it. So it's like these hearings are so stupid, and in a lot of ways they use them just to try and make people look incompetent. We saw the same exact treatment happen with Bobby Jr. They were asking him questions about whether or not he would vaccinate his kids for this, that, and the other. And he kept saying, well, I can answer these questions, but I don't want it to be taken as medical advice. And they responded to him by saying, well, you're the head of CDC and all this other stuff, so shouldn't you be given medical advice? Like he's supposed to be giving medical advice in the middle of a hearing. So it seems like these hearings are just a way for them to try and get gaffes out of whoever they got sitting there at the bench that day, just to try and make them look bad. Otherwise, nothing happens at those hearings. Skulls. I can't say in case I have to bring a case against them. Bob, the last good hearing was Brett Kavanaugh hearing. See, and I don't even think I saw that. I believe you, though. Let's see. All right, hooligans. We're going to move on to this next one. Like I said. Oh, yeah. Here we go. U.S. accepts luxury flying palace plane from Qatar amidst controversy. This can't be the only time this has happened. They're saying so much stuff about this. Now in this video, they're going to be talking about how the Pentagon is actually receiving the jet, not President Trump. The plane is in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. The Dems are claiming that this is a bribe, but the jet will have to be modified to meet requirements of carrying a president. I don't know why this is so damn controversial, but it is. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube. And let's get into this.
The Pentagon has officially accepted a luxury jet from Qatar and will now begin the work to ensure it meets security measures and functional mission requirements to transport the president. But the gift is highly controversial and drew a fiery response from President Trump when he was asked about it today in the Oval Office. ABC's Lionel Moyes reports from New York.
The U.S. has officially accepted a luxury Boeing 747 jet from Qatar to be used as Air Force One, replacing the aging fleet operating since 1990. It's been described as a flying palace.
Hold on a second. I don't know why the hell this video is so quiet. Let me mess with the volume.
Measures and functional mission requirements to transport the president. But the gift is highly controversial and drew a fiery response from President Trump when he was asked about it today in the Oval Office. ABC's Lionel Moyes reports from New York.
The U.S. has officially accepted a luxury Boeing 747 jet from Qatar to be used as Air Force One, replacing the aging fleet operating since 1990. It's been described as a flying palace with 2 furnished floors, plush carpets, leather seats, and 2 bedrooms. A reporter questioned President Trump about the gift in an Oval Office meeting with the South African president. The president blasting the reporter for changing the topic from unsubstantiated claims about so-called white genocide in South Africa.
They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. For you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing.
A Pentagon spokesperson saying in a statement the plane was accepted in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. The president has said it's a gift to the Pentagon, not him, and the plane will transfer to the Trump Presidential Library once he leaves office. Some Democrats have blasted the gift, saying accepting it would be illegal, violating the Constitution's ban on gifts from foreign heads of state. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer introduced a bill Monday that would prohibit prohibit any foreign aircraft from being used as Air Force One.
It should not take an act of Congress to stop the President of the United States from accepting the largest foreign bribe in modern history. But we're dealing with a president who has shown he's perfectly willing to sell out the American people and the presidency to fill his own pockets.
The jet will have to meet the strict Air Force requirements. The Air Force says it's preparing to award a contract to modify the jet, but details of that contract are classified. Officials have not said how long it will take to outfit that jet and do a security sweep before it's able to carry a president. Boeing, on the other hand, is still working on 2 jets to replace Air Force One, but it's dealt with years of delays. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Okay, now 1 second, because I got to get that volume back down. All right, I do not know why that video was so quiet, but either way, people all pissed off about President Trump accepting this gift, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it's not a gift directly to President Trump. Like he said, well, I mean, in the video, he said that the Air Force was going to get it, but later on they said that it's the Pentagon that'll actually be receiving the jet, not President Trump. It's all legal. There's nothing illegal happening. It's not a bribe like the Dems are claiming, but it will have to be modified in order to meet the requirements of carrying President Trump or any other president. It's not that big of a deal, and I almost wonder if it's not that controversial, if only a few people are kind of pissed about it, but they're keeping it in the news to maybe distract us from bigger problems. Not really sure. It seems like a small problem that's being blown out of proportion. Next up, after President Trump, let me see, is this where this should be? I think I put this in the wrong spot. Let me see. Let me move this 1 second. All right, next up, we have Trump could be held in contempt of court for deporting border crossers to Sudan. Apparently, a judge had ruled that illegals shouldn't be sent to certain countries based on whether or not there is a threat against their lives or their freedom. Sudan is one of those countries, so they claim that President Trump should not have deported people there, but he did, so he's breaking a court order is what they're claiming. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the controversy over this plane from Qatar. Guess I put it in the wrong spot. If I had a nickel. Yeah, you got me. Russell, presidents get gifts from foreign leaders all the time. That's what I figured. I don't know. I figured it wasn't really that big of a deal. I don't want it to be a bribe. Doesn't seem like it's a bribe. I don't know why it would be a bribe. What would President Trump be giving in return for this plane? I don't know. Tory Wayne, largest foreign bribe they admitted to was Clinton's and Obama's, except lots of huge bribes. See, and I was going to say that too. Did Obama or any of those guys get bribes? Because I'm sure nobody cared when that happened. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom to you. Russell, I'm glad he accepted the gift. Yeah, are they supposed to just fly in that old-ass plane? Are they supposed to wait on Boeing while Boeing is constantly having problems with their planes? I don't know. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. That's what makes me think it's actually a distraction. Zero. It was a gift to the U.S., not Trump. Yeah, they're just mad. Here, Juicer. I thought you guys like free shit. Yeah, but not for him. Yeah, that's how the lefties are. They want their free stuff, but they don't want him to get free stuff. Guess Statue of Liberty was a bribe, I guess. Yeah, because that was a gift too. Zero, free stuff for illegals, not actual gifts for the U.S. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cricket Kiss, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Cricket Kiss. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much, Elder Zoomer, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. Thank you so much for the support. It says fuck them twice. You guys are awesome. Cricket Kiss says, well, chit. Yes. Let me see here. For the Texan, they need to take the plane apart and scan it for bugs and everything else. Yeah. I wonder how long that'll take. What's up, Cat Dog? Happy freedom to you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I actually hung out for a little while, watched you play the game. You're a badass. Tony Rez, the gifted plane was built on the same assembly line as the two from Boeing in Washington State, and any plane would have bug sweep and modifications. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I think they're trying to blow it out of proportion. It makes me think that maybe it's a distraction. What's up, High Plains Drifter? What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. For the Texan, I don't like America accepting gifts from terrorist supporters. Yeah, that's true. I don't really like that either. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, didn't Trump sell them that plane in the first place? I'm not sure. Not totally sure about that. What's up, Elisa? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom to you. Reading through, and we'll get on to this next one. What's up, U-Town? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Vinny C? What's up, V7? Happy freedom. What's up, Uncle Sam's? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jim? Appreciate you being here. Sean T, they just make their own rules. Absolutely. Constantly moving the goalpost. What's up, Sean? Happy freedom. Sean, so no gift means no Statue of Liberty. Sigh, pack it up. Yep. Got to pack up the Statue of Liberty. We got to send it back. Bob, won't these planes be obsolete in a few years when the anti-gravity UFO ships finally go public? We'll see. They got to make all the doll hairs they can. That's how it goes. Either way, let's go ahead and get into this next one. Like I said, Trump could be held in contempt of court for deporting border crossers to Sudan. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Get this video pulled up real quick like. Now in this video, they're claiming that these illegals did not have the opportunity to challenge the deportation. They shouldn't have been deported, says the judge, because of a threat against their lives or freedom. A judge claims that this is in a violation of a ruling from last month, preventing these illegals from being sent anywhere other than the two already designated locations, which I know the one is El Salvador. I'm not sure where the other location is, but it wasn't Sudan. So either way, they're all bent out of shape about it. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Overnight, a federal judge in Boston demanded answers from the Trump administration about whether the government has deported migrants to South Sudan in violation of immigration law. Lawyers representing a group of migrants say that at least two of them, one from Myanmar, the other from Vietnam, have been told they would be sent to the war-torn East African country without having had an opportunity required by law to contest their removal on the basis of a fear that their lives or freedom could be threatened there. According to the New York Times, Judge Brian Murphy said sending the migrants to South Sudan would likely violate an order he issued last month that directed the administration not to remove individuals to any other country beyond the two they are allowed to designate in immigration proceedings without giving them at least 15 days to challenge their removals. An attorney for the Justice Department says the migrant from Myanmar has been returned to that country, but he is declining to share any information about the other individual. And when asked by the judge where the plane is, the DOJ lawyer responded, "I'm told that information is classified, and I'm told that the final destination is also classified." Judge Murphy is now warning that those involved in the deportations who were aware of his previous order, quote, including potentially the pilots, could face criminal sanctions. according to the New York Times. Jonathan Ryan, one of the attorneys representing the migrant from Myanmar, was at Tuesday's hearing.
This judge was very specific in ordering the government not to relinquish custody of any individual who was being brought to a third country.
This showdown is the latest stemming from the administration's aggressive deportation tactics, deporting hundreds of Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador in March.
We are actively searching for other countries to take people from third countries. The further away from America, the better, so they can't come back across the border.
Terry Moran, ABC News.
All right. Now, I highly doubt they're going to actually try and hold President Trump in contempt of court. I don't know how that would go. I think that would be not good. They might have tried this kind of stuff before inauguration, but now that he's sitting in the Oval Office, I don't know that they're going to actually try and do this. I think that they enjoy saying it, telling the news that they're going to hold President Trump in contempt of court. It's their way of saying bad stuff about him and continuing to portray him as a criminal, as they love to do. But I highly doubt that they're actually going to try and hold him in contempt of court. I don't understand how we have the mayor of Newark who breached the fence at the detention center, had criminal trespassing, but got it dismissed, claiming immunity. And then we got a judge, right, who helped an illegal evade ICE and escape a courtroom, eventually being caught by ICE. And now that judge, their shit's looking like it's going to get dismissed. But President Trump, who's deporting illegals out of the country, is somehow going to be held in contempt of court. They might try and pull that, but I don't know how that's going to go for those people. I know everybody seems to be calling Trump's bluff, whether it's the mass deportations or cracking down on politicians standing against him and stuff like that, but this may be the line in the sand. I don't know that they're actually going to try and do this. I think they get enough out of it just by portraying him as a criminal to the public. Either way, next up, this next video is... Do you denounce the type of language in that video that we saw? This is from earlier today. President Trump was sitting with the president of South Africa and was asked if he denounces what he saw in the video where that guy is yelling, "Kill the white farmer," and all of that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat. Actually, we got a back-to-back. We're going to play two videos back-to-back to that. The second one is stealing their land. Let me see. CNN just called Trump showing the president of South Africa evidence of leaders calling for white genocide and stealing their land. They call it an ambush and of debunked conspiracy theories. Like I said, we're going to play those videos back to back, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these assholes claiming they're going to hold President Trump in contempt of court. Just 1 second. There we go. Anyways, reading through. Guess this shit's been going on for 20 years in Africa. It's nothing new. I was wondering, because they don't seem that shocked about the whole thing. And that video of him saying "kill the white farmer" is like a couple years old. Like, that's not a new video. Nah, Silver Wolf, you're a badass. Zero, why are the Democrats bitching about farmers coming to America? Because President Trump is a racist who doesn't like outsiders coming in the country, and the only reason he let these people in is because they're white. That's what the Democrats keep saying. It's always about skin color. All the damn time. That's all they care about. Well, thanks for being here, Free Thinking Texan. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, GuessMJ, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, GuessMJ. Thank you so much. It says, this is not a bribe, it's an endowment. A well endowment. Thank you. Guess holy. Thanks so much, Ghostly, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Ghostly. Thank you so much. It says, the final and deepest circle of hell reserved for traitors, where sinners are trapped in a frozen lake, each according to their level of guilt. Dante's Inferno. Thank you, Ghostly. Kiss, a lot of churches have activities and fellowship during the week. Yeah, there's a ton of churches here. Like, I live in a small town, but there's like 7 churches here. Tons of churches. Kiss, Congo and Uganda been at this type of shit forever. Is it kind of like the Middle East, where they're just always at war forever, all the time? MU, it doesn't want you to chat. What is going on? You having trouble with Rumble? So Contempt, happy freedom to you. Some of the stuff I can't read out loud. What are you guys talking about? Silverwolf, do you smoke vapes? I heard they've been putting gay juice in vape pens. Guess I do, and I feel pretty every time I do. Guess you guys crack me up. All right, hooligans, we're gonna move forward here. Like I said, this next video is, do you denounce that type of language? In the video we saw, this is about President Trump meeting with the president of South Africa. They played the video where the guy is screaming, "Kill the white farmer." President Trump had some questions for the president of South Africa. Now, I can't remember what the hell his name is. I'm going to have to go look it up here in a second. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommentTube, and let's get into this.
So you denounced that type of language in the video that you saw?
Oh yes, we've always done so. As government, as my own party, we are completely opposed to that. We, in 1955, adopted a document which said, South Africa belongs to all who live in it.
But why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying, kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa. And that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation. And those crosses, we have dead white people, dead white farmers, mostly. And you take a look at Australia. They're being inundated, and we're being inundated with people that want to get out. And their farm is valueless. It's valueless. And they just want to get out with their life. And this is a very serious situation.
All right, President Trump telling it like it is. Let's see, is this where we got the doubly? This is where we got the doubly. Like I said, we got another video we're going to play back to back. This is CNN calling, let's see, just called Trump showing the president of South Africa evidence of leaders calling for white genocide and stealing their land. They call it a ambush of debunked conspiracy theories. Because everything the orange man does is bad. That's the moral of the story. Hit that like button and let's get into this.
Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush that President Trump laid out with video, with printed out news stories. This was a laundry list of debunked. This was a laundry list of debunked conspiracy theories. Some South Africans are telling me this is AfriForum propaganda. AfriForum is a white Afrikaner lobby group that's considered a white nationalist organization by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Everything, almost everything that President Trump said in the Oval Office is not true, was inaccurate, has been repeatedly debunked. Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic.
Okay. Just a bunch of nonsense. I don't know, you would think that if it was an ambush of conspiracy theories that had been debunked, you would think the president of South Africa would be a little bit surprised by those questions, or laugh and fail to answer them because they'd be considered conspiracies. You would think somebody from that country, right, the guy who runs it, would know whether or not it was a conspiracy theory. So CNN just doing what they do best, lying their faces off. Next up, this video is titled, After President Trump Shows the Video of Genocide, Peter Alexander Asks About the Jet from Qatar. We'll just go ahead and hop right into this. Alright, once again, after President Trump showed the video about genocide, Peter Alexander, whoever that is, asks about the jet from Qatar.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One. Perhaps
what are you talking about?
What are
you talking about? You know,
the Pentagon.
You gotta get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC because
smoking that reporter from NBC there, asking about the jet. President Trump, he's not having it. He's not having it. I actually caught that moment live. I was in the middle of doing something else, and I pulled my phone up and watched President Trump smoke that guy live, just coincidentally. Either way, next up, Biden's last known prostate cancer screening was over 10 years ago, some representative says, and I don't think that's true. But they're trying hard to cover this up and make you not worry about old man Walter in his condition. No, he was actually running the country for 4 years. They don't want you questioning that at all. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump smoking this reporter, as well as him hanging out with the president from South Africa, playing that video and asking him, do you denounce this type of language? As well as CNN saying that this was an ambush of conspiracy theories that have already been debunked. Silver Wolf, get him, Trump. Yeah, exactly. Snooks, I love Trump's bluntness. I do too. I like people being direct. Russell, he ripped that reporter a new asshole. He did. Russell, it's not a conspiracy theory. Yeah, I don't think so either. Guess too many videos on the net about these murders. Yeah, the evidence is everywhere. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, don't come at Trump live on TV if you can't take the heat. Yeah, President Trump, he wasn't having it. He was like, oh, you want to try and do this? He's like, okay, I'm going to call you out in front of everybody. He loves smoking those reporters. He's good at it. Cricket kiss spanked twice. Yep. contempt. I'm so glad that someone calls out the media for the lies. Absolutely. Instead of just letting it fly, just letting it be that way. President Trump letting them know and then telling them to shut their face. Love it. It's good stuff. What's up, DP? Happy Freedom. What's up, Cheeky Chops? What's up, Peanuts? Happy Freedom. What's up, DB Cooper? Happy Freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, this next one is Biden's last known prostate cancer screening was over 10 years ago, representative says. Too many people are questioning who's been running the country for the last 4 years if old man Walter's been dying of cancer. They're trying to fix all of that. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this polled up by old man Walter here. Yes. Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Back here at 2 Live now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Live picture there at the White House. Just want to update you on a major story we brought you just on Sunday that still so many are talking about. Former President Joe Biden diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer, which came in at a 9 on the Gleason scale, which is extremely, extremely serious. Many tributes still pouring in. Well, we're learning when the last time President Biden had what is known as a PSA test at one of his routine physicals. That's a key test, key indicator. It's a blood test to determine whether or not there are any concerns to worry about with regard to the prostate. Many men get it when they go get their physicals here. I want to put this up from Jackie Heinrich at the White House. From a Biden spokesperson, this is via Fox White House producer Pat Ward, that President Biden's last known PSA was in 2014. Prior to Friday, President Biden had never been diagnosed with prostate cancer. So just a little bit more coming in from a Biden spokesperson on the president's condition, his medical history, when the last time he got a PSA test. It was more than a decade ago. Now, remember, we did get his kind of health summary after his physical took place in February of 2024, last year, at Walter Reed from the White House physician. And there was a kind of paragraph in it outlining some of the key blood work that he got done. In that very summary, though, it did not show that he had gotten a PSA test with regard to looking at, checking out the prostate. Of course, Biden, he's 82 years old. He just left office. He got this news when he went in for some type of checkup on Friday. The news became public on Sunday, and now we're learning a little bit more details because, remember, that question presented itself all day Sunday and Monday, how Biden's team of doctors, even as president, did not detect this, did not catch this, for it to have really metastasized so far, even going so far as spreading to some of the bones there. So wanted to bring that to you as we add more context to this story.
Okay. Now, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. They say that when you get to a certain age, this starts to just become a part of your physical. So when you go to get a physical, they're going to do some things to you once you get a certain age to see if you got an enlarged prostate or not. It is very common in grown-ass men. And so there's no way we got 80-something-year-old grandpa wandering around lost out of his mind And he didn't get checked to see if he had enlarged prostate. There's just no way. They're lying about this stuff. And I think that they originally put the story out there to make people feel bad for old man Walter. But I guess they didn't realize that everyone was going to question his entire presidency because of this information. Now, maybe they fudged what happened. Maybe the cancer's not as aggressive as they're saying. Maybe they worded it incorrectly, but it caused everyone to believe that this should take 5 to 10 years in order for this kind of cancer to reveal itself, meaning that this isn't something that just popped up. This is something he most likely knew about, and probably everyone in the White House knew about it, and they were lying to us about it. Well, now everyone's, questioning the last 4 years and all of that. They were already questioning it because of the auto pen. This makes everything worse. I don't know if they realized that when they put that information out there. Either way. Next up, New Orleans jailbreak. 5th person escapee arrested. Initially jailed for second-degree murder. Now, they don't say exactly how this guy got caught, but he got caught. It's coming up next. They're also going to be talking about the maintenance worker. A little bit of updated details on him as well. We know he just got picked up because I think the last video we covered was them talking about him supposedly cutting off the water to the toilet that they ended up moving in order to escape the jail. They also question how they knew where to go after breaching that wall. And some have suggested that the maintenance worker provided tools for these inmates to be able to pull off this escape. So we get a little bit of an update for the maintenance worker here. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about old man Walter. Hair juicer, oh my god, can you imagine the dude going on TV and saying, oh yeah, he totally got fingered by a dude. What the fuck, bro? I told you that in confidence. You know that's what happened. They were fingering old man Walter, and they lied about it. Guess they found it in the Senate chamber. We know what happens in that place. You're not wrong, guess Holy. Russell PSA. Hoo-ha sex analyst? That could be. I actually Googled it and I couldn't figure out what the A was. I mean, I saw it, but I couldn't say that word out loud because I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was. So I just left it on Google. I didn't write it down. Zero BS. They knew. Yeah, I think they totally knew too. Zero, him dying of cancer is a get out of jail free card. You think that maybe that's why they didn't make him stand trial? They said he was unfit to stand trial, and we're like, well, what do you mean? He's not fit to stand trial, but he's fit to run the country? You think it's because he went in there and they told him he had cancer? Or like he told everyone he had cancer, and they were like, oh, well, there's no reason to bring charges against him. He's not going to go to jail anyway. I mean, obviously this stuff is connected somehow. Thank you so much, Cheeky Chops, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Cheeky Chops. Thank you so much for the support. Says Jeffrey. Appreciate you, Cheeky Chops. Ghostly, you crack me up. I can't read that out loud. Cheeky Chops, going on the boat fishing tomorrow. It's going to be 90 degrees. You have fun out there and good luck to you. Criticist, neurologist, and oncologist. I probably didn't say that right. They're liars. Somebody's lying. Yeah, somebody's lying about this. This wasn't some big secret that even old man Walter didn't know about. What's up, Debo? Happy freedom. What's up, D-Cat? Happy freedom to you. Meta, second worst cover-up? Yeah. Seems that way. I'm so tired of everybody lying about everything. And there's no accountability. There's no accountability at all. And that it always comes back to accountability. Everything we cover, everything we talk about always runs back to we don't have any accountability here. Bad people get to continue being bad people, and people who are law-abiding citizens, they just end up being victimized one way or another. It's messed up. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy Freedom. What's up, Wes? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Status Quo? What's up, Chris? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Johnny? Happy Freedom to you. Johnny, Biden doesn't seem like a finger. Mr. Fister is more like it. Yeah, he probably likes that stuff. You never know. He's been around. He's seen things. You never know what old man Walter wants or what he's into. Bob, this guy fell asleep at the bus stop and got caught. I saw the video earlier. Is it the same guy? I was wondering if it was the same guy. Maybe I can find that video in a second. Either way, let's get this pulled up.
We do have...
All right. Once again, this video is titled New Orleans Jailbreak. Fifth prison escapee arrested and initially jailed for second-degree murder. This is a follow-up video. This inmate was in jail for second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, and aggravated battery. He's getting more charges since he escaped. The maintenance worker, we'll get an update on him, but his bond right now, $1.1 million. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube, and let's get into this.
We do have to switch gears here to a bit of breaking news. This is a story that we've been following since it first broke last Friday. 10 inmates who escaped from a jail in New Orleans. Another one has been captured. I want to put this up on your screen. This is a tweet that we have there from the Louisiana State Police saying that the fifth fugitive arrested. It's an escaped inmate. Law enforcement agencies working collectively to locate the inmates who escaped from the New Orleans Parish Correctional Facility back on May 16th. They've now arrested 19-year-old Corey Boyd, and that's the picture that they had there of that arrest taking place. Also hearing from the Attorney General there in Louisiana saying captured inmate Corey Boyd is now back in custody. He was originally incarcerated on charges of second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, and aggravated battery. He will now face additional charges related to that escape. And so we wanted to bring you this update here on Live Now from Fox. If you've been following this story closely, we know that Louisiana State Police have been recapturing those inmates who did escape there from the jail. Again, Corey Boyd there on your screen. He is the fifth to be caught. He was briefly spotted last Friday, hours after the jailbreak happened in the French Quarter on surveillance camera video. Boyd, though, is accused of killing Brandon Fees during a car burglary back in 2024. Boyd, though, has since been taken into custody by a task force that surrounded an apartment building there in the city. His recapture leaves 5 fugitives still on the loose just 4 days after they escaped that New Orleans jail. I want to put this up on your screen. These are some of those other inmates who are still at large at this point. This is what those New Orleans police officers have put out, again, except for Corey Boyd, who's at the bottom there on the left-hand side of your screen. The rest of these 5 are still on the loose. That includes Jermaine Donald, as well as Leo Tate, Linton Van Buren, Antoine Massey, and Derek Groves. So several of those are facing serious charges as well, including for Linton Van Buren's second-degree murder and armed robbery. He is still awaiting trial at this point. Jermaine Donald also arrested on second-degree murder charges. And so we'll continue to keep you updated here on Live Now from Fox as we learn more information and more of these inmates are taken into custody. So we also know that a bit earlier today, we did hear from the Attorney General as well. That Attorney General talking about the man that they say was a New Orleans jail maintenance worker who was arrested, now being held on a $1.1 million bond after admitting that he turned off the water to a toilet that covered a hole in a cell wall. This allowed those 10 men to squeeze through the gap of one of the largest jailbreaks there in recent U.S. history. Putting this up on your screen, that's the face of the person that has now been arrested. We do want to continue on with this. Of course, we do know that those inmates there during that escaped by yanking open a faulty cell door, moving the toilet, and then were able to exit through that hole. Graffiti on the wall included the message, "Too easy," with an arrow and an LOL pointing to that gap. Putting that up on your screen as well. We'll get back to that tweet there from the Attorney General. But that's the image that has been going viral ever since. That's the hole where those inmates were able to escape. Of course, we now know that 5th person has been arrested, 5 more still on the loose. And again, as it pertains to that other arrest of the maintenance worker, we do know that his name is Sterling Williams, and he's now being held on a bond amount at $1.1 million. Attorney General Murrow saying that it's $100,000 for each charge that he is now facing. Saying at the bottom, if you are helping any of these escaped inmates in any way, you too will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Wanted to get that story in for you here on Live Now from Fox. We'll continue to keep you updated. If we have any other updates, any more of those inmates capture, leaving you though with this live look there in New Orleans, there in the Big Easy. We'll slide away now for a 2-minute break.
Okay. I did find that video with the guy sleeping on the bench, and I think it is actually that guy. I wasn't sure, but since you guys brought it up, so we're going to play this really quick. It's only 20 seconds long. This video has been titled, "Escaped Inmate Found Sleeping on Bench by New Orleans Resident."
Let me leave this man up. But you alright? Straight? Man, I just was by this man.
Okay, so, you know, high quality cameraman there. Either way. How you escape jail and then just get busted sleeping on a bench? I think they thought it was going to be a lot better than what it was. Once you escape trouble, there is no real escape. You can run away, but you will continue to run away forever. Forever. There's no end to it. So I don't know why people escape. I don't know why people flee and try to prevent being arrested and stuff like that. I know the initial thought. You think you're going to get away. But you're not. There's so much shit identifying us all the time. Our license plate, your phone, cameras, facial recognition shit. Don't fuck up. That's the best way to not get caught, is just don't fuck up. Don't do anything wrong and you'll be fine. But idiots got to be idiots. Either way, next up we got what really happened to Bongino when he joined the FBI. And this is also a doubly. The second video is Alex Jones responds to FBI saying Epstein killed himself. All of this is based around Dan Bongino during the Bongino show claiming that Epstein didn't kill himself, but now joining the FBI saying, yeah, Epstein killed himself. Alex Jones, he doesn't seem very impressed with this. So we're going to play both these videos back to back. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this inmate getting busted after escaping the jail in New Orleans. Is it a jail or is it a prison? It's probably a prison. It says jailbreak. I don't know. Zero, the owner of the Indy Colts, died. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Elisa, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Elisa. Thank you so much for the support. It says 5K, those bastards. Karma is a bitch, and they'll get theirs. Yeah, Elisa, you're right. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much, Snooks, for that $150 donation over on Rumble. I appreciate you so much, Snooks. Thank you so much for everything you do. It says, because Jeff. Well, thank you, Snooks. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Zero, did they use Vaseline to squeeze through that hole? I'm not sure. You know, it is funny they didn't show us the camera footage. There's no way that cell is not surveillanced, right? Because, I mean, I've never been to that jail, but generally the jails have cameras inside them. We haven't seen any footage of the inmates actually going through the hole. They just keep showing us an image of the toilet kind of to the side and the hole in the wall. I wonder what it looked like watching them escape, you know, because they look like kind of big dudes. How'd they fit through that little hole? Guess I can't type fast enough after I said that. Stoner, the other night a guy on a motorcycle with no plates got away from like 20 cops and 2 helicopters. Well, there is that, you know. Not everybody's gonna get away though. I'd rather not fuck up than try and get away. DCAT, I'd like to know how many government representatives died within the last week. It'd be interesting to add to the count for all of them old people that run off the country. I'm just saying. Yeah, DCAT. I don't know. It is kind of weird how many people are kicking the bucket, but maybe it's the time of year. Maybe it's just that time. I'm not sure. Cheek Chops, it's good to have you over here on Rumble. High Plains Drifter. They buttered up. They must have. I don't know what they did. It probably wasn't pretty, though. That's probably why they're not showing the footage. They had to get naked to squeeze through the hole. That's why they're not showing us the camera footage. They can keep it if that's the case. DCAT, breaking the law. Isn't that what criminals do? Just saying. You're right. Appeal to Evan. Also was in Walmart getting groceries and I farted loud. People looked and I yelled, "Freedom fart." Oh yeah. Damn. I always just say Klaus Daniels. You know, that doesn't mean a whole lot when you're in public. But you just rip a Skippy real quick and you're like, "Damn it, Klaus Daniels." And you just look around and everybody's like, look. Everybody's looking around. They're like, "Who is Klaus Daniels?" He's the Mad Ripper. I don't know. Elisa, they wipe themselves down with honey buns. Stop it. That is too funny. You be safe out there, Silver Wolf. Tori Wayne, why Klaus Daniels? Because he can't fight back. I blame all my farts on Klaus Daniels. It just doesn't matter. I'm sneezing in the car and be like, "Damn it, Klaus Daniels." You know, it's all his fault. He's the orange eagle around here. Stoner, farting in Walmart only makes the place smell better. Yeah, I don't understand why Walmart smells like a colostomy bag. I don't understand that. I never have. Johnny, who got traded for the pack of cigarettes to fit in that hole? I'm not sure what they did. I bet they did get naked to get through it. Inmates just running naked through the hall. Worst case scenario. What's up, Hooligans Island? Happy freedom to you. Peanut. Oh, absolutely. I would not be live if I didn't read your guys' chat. Eventually, we're going to put it on the screen. I got to figure out how to do that. I see everybody else is doing it, and that looks fun. I don't know what you hooligans are going to write when I do that, and I am worried about it. But no, I love reading through the chat. I just cover the news so you guys show up every day, but I really am just a lonely old man just sitting here trying to talk to some hooligans. Got to put that news out there to bait you guys in. Hooligans Island, they use that Diddy oil to slide through. You know they did. They had a freak off right before leaving the cell. Holy. What's up, Prop Patriot Girly? Happy freedom to you. Bob, I keep trying to self-deport, but ICE won't give me the $1,000 hairs and a ticket to Fiji. Such bullshit. Yeah, Bob, I'm trying to do it too. I'm getting fucked over in money right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I literally don't know what's going to happen because it's so bad what's happening right now. I'd like to try and self-deport. They're going to just send me back to Michigan, though. Bob, the hallway they went to had to have cameras to watch the workers from bringing in contraband. Yeah, Bob, you know, I didn't even think about that. Where's all that camera footage at? I mean, it's been like a week. There's no way they, you know, couldn't have pulled that footage. It must be out there somewhere. I don't know. Snooks, did I hear someone knock on your door? No. Somebody knocked on my door. I couldn't handle somebody knocking on the door right now. I couldn't. I'm keeping it together, but I am not doing okay right this second. Yeah, you're not an old man. You're about the same age as my sons. I'm just saying, I'm old on the inside, you know? There's Jeff years. It's kind of like dog years, except it's like 10 years. Every year is like 10 years. So in Jeff years, I'm like 300 years. Oh, no, I better not say that. You guys are going to think I'm scamming Social Security. 310 years old. Like a vampire. It's just, you know, the government doesn't count Jeff years, though. It's tis what it is. Anyways, let's go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, we're going to play this as a doubly. First one's titled, What Really Happened to Bongino When He Joined the FBI? And the second one is Alex Jones responds to FBI saying that Epstein killed himself. I'm really eager to get into this video coming up where Oklahoma is studying the 2020 election because of all the discrepancies. They're making I think it's the 11th graders. Yeah, the 11th graders are studying the 2020 election because of those discrepancies. The guy is the superintendent of the state who's being interviewed by News Nation, and News Nation, it seems like they're going to blow a gasket through the entire interview because they hate talking about the stolen election of 2020, and it's great. I think it's coming up next. Either way, we got a doubly right here talking about Dan Bongino. This first one's titled, What Really Happened to Bongino When He Joined the FBI? Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommentTube, and let's get into this.
Listen, that Jeffrey Epstein story is a big deal. Please do not let that story go. Keep your eye on this. Catherine Rumler, we need to keep the heat on this case, folks. There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it. Outside of a few entrepreneurial media outlets saying, hey, this is a big deal.
He killed himself. You want me to I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Listen,
okay, the old switcheroo there. A lot of people are speculating what exactly did he see that changed his opinion so much. Now, like I said, we got a doubly, so we're going to play this video with Alex Jones, and he's discussing this very video. He wants to know, is he compromised or what?
Just don't sit there and tell us, oh, we've closed it, he acted alone, we have the files. Don't, if you're going to crap on me or piss on me, don't rub it in and don't tell me it's raining, okay? Please. Can you not, just as a PR issue, will you stop it, Kosh and Bongino? I know, obviously, Dan, nobody's smarter than you. But if you want to go from being very popular to very unpopular and thus hurt Trump as well, just keep going. Keep going, tough guy. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm getting angry. And it's very insulting to the American people to say Epstein killed himself. No one buys it. It's very insulting to say that brainwashed mind control, classic mind control operative acted alone. Please stop. The one that trained, where the federal law enforcement trained, all that, his cell phone all around the federal building in D.C., the FBI headquarters, Stop it. If you're not going to do anything about it, just shut up about it then. But that's only going to encourage the group inside the government, the faction, to try to kill the big guy again. I'm not trying to create some controversy. Alex Jones turns on Trump, turns on Bongino. It's not that. Please don't insult us anymore. Please. God, I mean, it's like getting up at a dinner party and taking a dump on a plate and telling everybody it's chocolate ice cream. I mean, just do not do it. gives me a headache. You know, we had a well-known, very famous private investigators that were hired by Trump's people to go spend months in Pennsylvania to investigate it. And they came back and talked about the FBI pulling up and threatening them and following them and telling them to stop their investigation. And then that same FBI now is still in charge, obviously, and is just telling us to just stop investigating. Well, we're not going to. You guys can tell us, you know, there's nothing to see here and crap like that, but we're not going to shut up about it. So you can be guaranteed of that. If you want to know about it, go put the article back up, the Hagman investigation into it. So that's the facts if you want them, instead of what Bongino is telling people.
Okay. Alex Jones doesn't seem too impressed with Bongino right now. I've seen a lot of people questioning it. Bongino posted on X. Let me see really quick, like. Let's see if I can find it. He posted something on X and everybody just started roasting him. Something about not lying or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to be able to find it now, of course, because I'm looking for it. But it got quoted 1,000,000 times. A bunch of people were talking about it and just roasting him because they were like, well, you want to talk about telling the truth and now you're up here flip-flopping on people. Let's see. I don't know what to think. Maybe it's a situation where he's being threatened. Maybe they showed him something that was really damning and he was like, you know, changed his mind. It's kind of hard to say. But he seemed pretty gung-ho about it before going to the feds. He wanted to expose the corruption and all of that. And now it seems like he's just playing along. Of course, now I'm not going to be able to find it. That's how today is going. Is it Laura Loomer's birthday today? Of course, I can't find it now. There it is. Is this the real damn Bongino? Yeah, almost 7 million followers. Let's see. Today at 5 o'clock in the morning, he said, always speak the truth and you'll never be burdened by the pressure of having to remember the web of lies. And right here, quartering, let us see the magical Epstein file that was so convincing. Michael here showing a picture of Bongino looking defeated. Let's see. I mean, all of this is they're just smoking him. People playing old clips, playing the video we just played. Like, just look at people do not believe it. They do not believe Bongino right now. They think that he has been compromised. But what do you think they did to compromise him? Do you think that they just simply convinced him that Epstein really did kill himself? Or do you think that he was threatened or something happened to him where he has to comply or else? And I guess that's kind of where we are. Do you think he genuinely believes that Epstein killed himself? Or do you think he's just playing the part right now because it's for the greater good of his own life? Either way, next up, we got that video I was talking about. Oklahoma adds 2020 election conspiracies to school curriculum. This is a very interesting news video. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Dan Bongino's video, as well as what Alex Jones was saying about Dan Bongino. Here, just you got to use the bookmark button on Twitter. I do, but the problem is I use it 200 times a day. And so I got to scroll through 200 posts and try and figure out like where this little one is that I'm looking for. Zero, I'm giving them a year. It takes time to clean house. Arrests are coming. We'll see. Here, Juicer, I've seen the file. Well, then show us, or you're a liar. Yeah. So it seems like if the file is so damning, why not tell everybody? Is it an evidence situation? They don't want to tell the public because they want to use it as evidence somehow in the case? Tori Wayne, I saw the video. I bet he was threatened. Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. He seems, his body language and stuff where he's saying that he believes Epstein killed himself and all of that, seems like he's saying things he don't want to say. That's what it seems like to me. Hair juicer, Bongino's probably under threat. Yeah. That's what it seems like. At least that's what his body language is telling me. Like he's trying to squeeze these words out of his mouth that he doesn't believe. Stoner, my cat fell off the chair and now he's all embarrassed. Yeah, that's Klaus Daniels. Klaus Daniels is embarrassed all the time. It's kind of klutzy. Elder Zoomer, dude sounds like someone is threatening him. Yep, I think we're all on the same page here. Cheeky Chops, don't tell me it's raining. Yeah. Alex Jones, he cracks me up. Ghostly, at this point, if you get in power and a threat is enough to stop you, you're a cuck, and I hope that they hit you anyways. Well, and that's kind of the thing, is I thought he was going there to continue to be a hardcore truther. I thought that was like the whole deal. He wanted to be a part of the feds so he could be transparent, so he could do the right thing regardless of what everybody was doing. Told to care, happy freedom to you. I think Bongino saw his own suicide note in those files. He looked like he was going to puke. Yeah, I'm thinking you're right. Kevin, you think Epstein is in witness protection? I've heard a lot of people say that too. What's up, Sage Pop? Happy freedom to you. High Plains Drifter aliens got Bongino? Oh no, they got his booty. DCAD, justice moves slow, but it still moves. But Dan doesn't impress me, neither does Cash. They went and, let's see, they went and threatened their families and they got scared, in my opinion. Yeah, it definitely could be. Oh, yeah? Did Epstein kill himself? Oh, you don't want to talk about it? Did they get you too, Klaus Daniels? Ah, fucking government. Yeah. You hear him? He said no. He said Epstein did not kill himself. I knew it. Bill Clay, Epstein did not kill himself. AOC. Ghostly, he was a Fed. That's how he got where he is. He was always playing ball. Could be. What's up, DEFCON? Happy freedom to you. Yeah? Are you sure? Big yawn. You co-hosting today? Are you a good boy? You a good boy. Red, he's crazy. I wouldn't trust him. So is Patel. You think it's all theater? Would you chill out? Big booty. Come on. Tony Rich could be leveraged. Yeah. So it seems like, I mean, I don't know. He didn't seem very confident in his words. He didn't seem like he was speaking from the heart when he was saying that Epstein killed himself and he's seen the files and he's convinced and all. It just didn't seem genuine. It seemed like, blink twice if you're not okay. Like, it seemed like one of those situations. Like, he might as well have been reading off of a script that he doesn't believe. Ball, Klaus has such a cute little meow. I know, he's squeaky. He's a squeaky cat. Oh, come on, big buddy. Gotta go. I don't even know how the fuck I'm gonna feed you, man. God, my life is falling apart. What's up, DB? Happy freedom to you. Silver Wolf, Deep State actors. Yeah. What's up, Hidu? Happy freedom to you. Chicky Chops, I'd like to take him fishing. I bet Klaus Daniels could fish. I bet he'd be good at it. Red, I've watched Bongino's show a few times, and he's always going psycho about stuff. Really, I've never seen Dan Bongino's show. I've seen clips of it, like the clip we just played, but I've never actually watched the whole live or anything like that. I heard it was good, though. Either way, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, this next one is Oklahoma adds 2020 election conspiracies to school curriculum. This is a very interesting video, and it's funny that News Nation is all butthurt through the whole interview. Now in this video, Oklahoma State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Ryan Walkers, is going to be interviewed. They're going to be talking about how kids will study the info about the 2020 election. They're looking for discrepancies in the 2020 election results by analyzing graphs, the halting of ballot counting, security risks of mail-in ballots, and more. News Nation is super butthurt about this story. 11th graders will be participating in this curriculum. Kids are going to come to their own conclusions and not be forced to think a specific agenda. I don't know, it sounds good to me. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Oklahoma making headlines yet again for setting new standards for their schools. They will now be incorporating 2020 election conspiracies into their curriculum after the adoption of new social studies standards. Classrooms will now be required to identify, quote, discrepancies in 2020 elections results by looking at graphs and other information, including the sudden halting of ballot counting in select cities in key battleground states, the security risks of mail-in balloting, and more. Now, there's been no evidence of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election, despite recounts, audits, lawsuits, Republican-led investigations in several states, and investigations by independent firms hired by President Trump. Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters has led the push to revise the curriculum standards. The changes take effect next school year. Ryan joins us now. Superintendent, welcome back to the show, sir. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Just for starters, lay this out for us. How exactly does this show up in curriculum, and why are you pushing for this?
Yeah, no, so basically these are in our U.S. history standards. So this covers 11th grade, where kids will learn all of American history dating back to the founding all the way up to current time. And so when you tackle this, you look at how do you cover the 2020 election in a classroom? So what we did is we said we're going to base it on the facts. We are going to ensure that kids are looking at graphs, charts, and data points. Everything that you just laid out there was covered by this network and covered by every other network. There was a record amount of mail-in ballots. There was a record amount of discrepancies in bellwether counties. Kids are going to study those, and they're going to come to their own conclusion. You look at all these factors, you look at Joe Biden, you look at all the revelations we've heard about Joe Biden today, and any critical thinking American is going, how was this guy ever president in 2020? So look, we're going to have an honest look at 2020 election. Kids can take a look at everything as it laid out, not a left-wing media, and come to their own conclusion on what happened in 2020.
And let's talk about kind of, the words conspiracies and discrepancies here. As I just laid out, too, in the aftermath of the 2020 election, we saw dozens of audits. You saw recounts, you saw lawsuits, at least 2 commission investigations from the Trump team, including a review by Trump's own Attorney General Bill Barr. None of them found any evidence that the election was stolen or that Joe Biden wasn't the legitimate winner. So why implement this curriculum that mentions discrepancies in the results?
Yeah, let's talk about the discrepancies. Millions more folks voted in 2020 and then disappeared in 2024. Okay, so why did that happen? Let kids analyze it. They can look at mail-in ballots. They can look at how we had these sudden batch dumps in the middle of the night. They can see why there were unprecedented amount of voters in some bellwether counties, and they can come to their own conclusion. But what we're not going to do is act like, 2020, nothing happened. It was just a regular election, no issues. And the students go, well, hold on a second. Wasn't there like 1 million, 10 million more votes in that election that they never came back? Like, why did that happen?
So do you think that's because it was a different candidate?
No. Look at Joe Biden. Absolutely not. You're telling me Joe Biden, who can't talk, who can't even do the basic parts of his office, was somehow out there motivating voters like never before? That's laughable. There's no critical thinking American that thinks that Joe Biden legitimately was going out there as just an unbelievable candidate getting all these votes. So let students go in and say, where did the votes come from? What was different? Well, mail-in ballots were different. Okay, well, what were issues with mail-in ballots? They can then look at the 36 states that passed voter integrity laws after 2020. Well, why did they do that? Because obviously there were concerns around the mail-in ballot process. Again, let students look at this. They can come to their own conclusion on what happened, but those are the facts of 2020. Let them analyze it. And again, we want critical thinkers here. And that's what we're trying to do with these standards.
And let's talk, content of curriculum aside here, there's also a lawsuit now challenging the process by which this was pushed through. Some parents, you got advocates arguing there was no due process, and there should have been more time to review it all, more of a discussion. What's your response to them?
It's laughable. I mean, this is your teachers' unions trying in any way to stop this process. We did this for 10 months. Okay, we went through, developed the best history standards in the country, and they are. They're unapologetically pro-American. They're unapologetically about the founding era and American exceptionalism. We brought the Bible back so kids could understand the Bible's context in American history. We brought more content than ever before. We've got more in here than any other state in the country. We're very proud of these standards. And again, the teachers' unions throw some crazy lawsuit against us. We followed the processes, have been here for 20 years. So, they continue to try to thwart any action to take education from the left-wing radical teachers union groups and put it back in the hands of parents. And this is common sense. Everything we've talked about this morning is common sense. Facts, data points, critical thinkers. That's a common sense point where we ended up with these standards. I'm very proud of these standards. I think they're the best history standards in the country, and every state should have them.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our...
Okay, Oklahoma changing the curriculum for 11th graders. I think this is very interesting. Obviously, the media does want to talk about the stolen election in 2020. We covered all of those hearings. We watched them provide evidence. We watched them make arguments. We heard sworn testimonies. We even had people send their testimonies directly to us so we would have them. But they turned around and said, nah, it wasn't stolen. And like here in Michigan, those audits that they were talking about in News Nation, they had the same people who stole the election do the audit. Guess what? They found zero wrongdoing. They didn't find one ballot that was miscounted or misrepresented. Imagine that. Either way, next up, we got a very short video of idiots. It's titled Pro-Hamas Grad Students at Columbia University Tear and Burn Their Diplomas During Graduation. We're going to play about a minute of this video. It's a bunch of self-hating idiots. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat. See what you hooligans think about what Oklahoma's doing with their 11th graders. Here, Juicer, they all died from the jibby jab. That's where all the voters went. Yeah. Yeah, well, that and all the dead voters who voted in general. People who voted from addresses where there's no house. Addresses that are on the side of a freeway and stuff like that. I think Crowder was the one that was out there proving all that stuff. Guess some election rigging is too obvious. Yeah, absolutely. My feed, happy freedom to you. I think it's fantastic. I do too. Hi, Prince Jeffrey. You know the thing. Yeah, the thing. What's up, Happy Finger? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly. Good. We teaching kids that Dems cheat. Don't trust them. Yeah. Well, they're gonna find out, and what are they gonna do? They're gonna say tell the kids they're lying. You know, it's crazy because for a couple of years we couldn't even talk about it on the live. For a while we couldn't say anything on YouTube without getting strikes and everything else. I'm not even sure if you're even able to talk about it now, but now that I've been demonetized, it's really interesting how YouTube has kind of gotten off of my back. They were suspending me for everything. It was every little thing I was saying. Censorship. Nana, alive or dead, release the information. Absolutely. Ghostly, communists cheat in elections. Shock Pikachu face. Yeah. So Post Malone, happy freedom to you. Post Malone, I know a streamer on Kick On this platform? Yeah, on Kick, who says his mom voted for Hyena Harris on his behalf and he has a learning disability. Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. Hope nobody voted for me. I got a learning disability. It's crazy. We actually played a video, I think right before the election, that was showing people in old folks' homes, like nurses and stuff, that were going up there and filling out voter ballots on behalf of the people in the old folks' home. And they were telling them, like, you know, check this box to vote for Hyena Harris, and then just not saying anything else. And that way, these old people, if they were capable of voting, they just did what they were told. If they weren't capable, the nurses just filled out the ballots for them. And you think about how many old folks' home there is across the nation. That's a lot of bullshit ballots getting filled out there. Johnny, more people have gone to jail because of voter fraud in the last 4 years than all of history. Yeah, but they don't want to talk about it. What's up, Donald? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom to you. Corey Luca, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. Corey Luca, I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's up, Michael? Happy freedom to you. This guy is awesome. Yeah, his name is Ryan Walters, and he is the Oklahoma State Superintendent of Public Instruction. Seems like a good guy. Seems like he's built for the job. What's up, Wayward? Happy freedom to you. I don't know, Hair Juicer. It's a shitty situation I'm in. I don't know what to do about it. I'm trying to stay focused. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward. Like I said, we got this interesting video here of these self-hating idiots. It's titled Pro-Hamas Grad Students at Columbia University Tear and Burn Their Diplomas During Graduation. Now, I think this is interesting because most schools don't even give you your diploma or your degree or whatever it is until after graduation, just to make sure you don't act like an asshole since it's your last day. They could always restrict from you getting your final document. But these assholes, they turned it into a celebration of idiocracy. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
It's very wet. We're going to tear our diplomas. Look at that one. Look at that photo. Free Palestine! 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 We say justice, you say how? We say justice, you say how? Hands off our students now! Hands off our students now! We say justice, you say how?
Okay, so like I said, we're only going to play a minute of it. We actually played a little bit more than that. It's 5 minutes of them doing that. Doing that. Could you imagine paying $50,000 for a diploma or a degree or whatever the fuck, and then doing that with it? You made it through the whole thing. You jumped through all the hoops. You went to all the classes. You got all your Brownie Scout points and all that shit. And then you finally get your degree and then you burn it. Stand outside and burn it. That's great. You're still going to have to owe that money, but they don't care. I'm sure mom and dad paid for it or whatever. I'm sure they didn't have to forfeit those doll hairs. And if they did, well, they're going to wake up to Daddy Trump garnishing their wages and stuff. We covered a video a week or two ago talking about how they're starting to go after loans that have defaulted for student loans and all of that. And in that video, they had some woman who had went to school to get a degree. She got her degree. She started working in her field. Never made, or I ain't going to say never. She wasn't making payments. She claims that she didn't have the money to make payments on her student loans. Her student loans are defaulted, and that basically she has no plans of paying on her student loans. So feds are starting to get, rolling again. They're going to start seeing who's defaulted on their loans. They're going to garnish their wages. They're going to garnish their taxes and stuff like that. And these people are going to find out. And I mean, as soon as it happens, which it's got to be like any day now, the liberals are going to start blaming Trump. It's Trump's fault that they did not pay on their student loans. And it's going to be these assholes right here who are burning their degree. And burning your degree doesn't do anything. I've never been asked to provide my degree. I've never been asked to provide my diploma from graduating high school. Never have I ever had to provide that stuff. So what does burning it do? Nothing. Literally does nothing. But, these assholes, they got enough time on their hand. They can just have little powwows, little fires in the streets there while being all masked up. Either way, next up, we got the last little bit of the news. It's lefties losing it. And this one's titled, Democrat Senator Imagines Jesus is Trans, which is stupid. It's coming up next, but first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about these pro-Hamas protesters. Zero, oh my God, these people are so stupid. They are. They are so stupid. Tory Wayne, I can't start a fire, darn, let's rip and litter instead. And now start a fire because that's totally peaceful and good and smart. Yeah, exactly, Tory Wayne. Exactly. Stoner, Panda Express discontinued their steak and shrimp entree 3 days ago. That's sad news, Stoner. I didn't know. I've always wanted to go to Panda Express. I think I got to drive to Detroit in order to go to the closest one, though. Haven't made the trip yet. Elder Zoomer, the DOD stole my diploma 2 months after I graduated. Why? Why did they do that? What's up, Energy Woman? Happy Freedom. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Energy Woman. I'm actually being attacked by specific people, not the platform. Decap, most foreign students are paid for by the United States government. That's why they're in this sororities, and we're not. Just saying. Yeah. Well, and we were just covering a couple days ago that we give out 300,000 visas for the CCP to come here, and citizens of China, they're required to comply with espionage. So we have 300,000 spies that we provide visas for in the country every year. And so, yeah, it's, I don't know, shooting ourselves in the foot there. Nana, they have no brain cells. You're right. Energy Woman, I hope their parents take their car away this weekend. Right. Shroomish Panda is worth it. Get the Beijing beef for sure. I will try and keep that in mind if I make the trip across the state. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm in a really rough situation. Let me check it out, Rad.
In case anyone's up.
How long is this clip? I will play it. We got a short clip here of Dan Bongino. It's titled, Dan Bongino calls out everyone who thinks he doesn't speak his mind with Trump and brings receipts. Let's check this out.
In case anyone's out there like, oh, you're a kiss ass, you do the same thing for Trump. Go fuck yourself. When Donald Trump was on my show and he told me, and we got into it about abortion, and Donald Trump knows I feel this way. I said, sir, I completely disagree on my radio show. We have a different take on abortion and what weeks and all that other stuff. And you know what? We're still friends and I still support him because I had the balls to say something and he has the balls to say, here's why I disagree. I think it's bad politics. You're thinking of it the wrong way. Totally fine. Not these stuck ass, kiss ass losers in the media who look at their oatmeal god, Joe Biden, and they can't get off their knees. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. And you asked me in the beginning of the show, why does no one watch CNN? That's why. Because that's a totally predictable answer from a loser who couldn't hack it in the business. In case anyone's out there like...
All right. Well, you think he still has that energy or you think he's singing a new tune now? Either way, read through a little bit more. And like I said, we got lefties losing it coming up. Donald, well, there was too much talk about not having to pay loans or being forgiven of school loans. Yeah, and I was saying that when we covered that video, Donald, that I wonder if people are going to claim that they were under the impression that Biden was going to forgive their student loans, and that's why they didn't pay on their loans and they ended up defaulting. And I wonder if that's going to be a credible excuse because, I mean, when the White House is making an announcement that you don't have to pay your student loans anymore because the government's going to just wipe your debt, that's kind of a legit excuse to a certain degree. But the thing is they also made announcements when that student loan forgiveness wasn't going through. Every time they'd put it through, Supreme Court would knock it down. They'd make some changes. They'd put it through again. Supreme Court would knock it down. I kept getting notifications because I owe $42,000 in student loan debt. But I kept getting notifications saying, you know, student loan forgiveness isn't here yet, but it could be in the future. Here's what to know and things like that. But I never paid attention to it because I pay on my student loans. I don't let them default. It's my responsibility because I wanted to go to college. It's not anybody else's responsibility to pay my loans and shit like that, especially the government. So it'll be interesting once the lefties start realizing what's happening around here. They're starting to have their wages garnished and their taxes garnished and stuff like that, their tax returns, because they owe all this money in student loan debt. Of course, they're going to blame Trump and not themselves. They should be blaming Old Man Walter if they really believe the student loan forgiveness, because Old Man Walter was the one making false promises. But either way, it's really up to them. They were responsible for signing off on the loan. They're responsible for paying it back. So we'll see, but I'm sure they're going to make all the excuses they can once this starts. Donald, depends on their notification process. Wishful thinking. Yeah. Bob, there's a Panda Express in Mount Pleasant? That's probably closer to me than Detroit. Well, I might have to make a trip to Mount Pleasant. Guess something's called buying votes. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened in the midterms last time. Is that Biden was making promises for student loan forgiveness. There was something else too. They were promising something else, and I can't remember what it was. But it was like right after the midterms happened. Whatever that other promise was just went away. They just didn't talk about it anymore. And I cannot remember what it was. But yeah, I don't know. It's not good. Heard you, sir. He speaks his mind, and his mind is wondering if his family is safe. Yeah. That's what it seems like. It seems like they pulled Bongino's card, and Bongino's got to just do that song and dance now. Like, he just doesn't have a choice. They got him. If the swamp wasn't so swampy, people wouldn't be like this. You know, the swamp, they're getting everybody. And so, I don't know. I'd really like to see President Trump drain the swamp. It's deep. But you're seeing this happen in real time. Mass deportations being stifled. Every executive order is being challenged by a judge or a state or both. It's rough. It's like silent war going on right now. Thank you so much, Ghostly, for that $20 donation on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Ghostly. Thank you so much for your help. This should go to my student loan, but fuck them. Hope this school shuts down. Thank you, Ghostly. Thank you so much. DCAT, if they don't prosecute evil Democrats and bureaucrats, they will do that to the Republicans, all of MAGA. I'm just saying, they already proved it during J6. Yeah, DCAT, it's true. It is true. Guess if Alina Haba Haba promised me nude pics for a vote, I'd be first in line, and that's easy. Yeah, I know. Guess what's up, McBeefy? Happy freedom to you. I didn't want to go to college. The court made me go, and that's no lie. Yeah, that's rough. They do have programs, I bring this up every once in a while, where if you feel like your school did not deliver on what you signed up for, I think it's called the SAVE Act. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not the SAVE Act. I think the SAVE Act is based on income-based payments, I think. But there's something. All you got to do is look at your financial aid dashboard when you log into your student loans. But there's a program out there where if you feel that the school did not provide what you signed up for, and you can prove it, if you can prove it, you can have your student loans wiped. You won't owe it anymore. I actually have a pretty good case on this, but I feel like I got my money's worth out of it to a certain degree. At the school I went to, they promised us they would help us get jobs. They do not do that. They just don't. They teach you how to make a resume, and that's supposedly them helping you get a job. It's not. Filling out a piece of paper and throwing it in the trash does not help you get a job, and that's all they help you do. And so I could file a claim on this and tell them they didn't deliver, provide documentation that I received from the schools saying, yes, they will help me find a job after school, which is not true. I could provide that documentation and probably get my student loans wiped. And a lot of people, I mean, pretty much anybody can do that as long as you have federal student loans. I'm not doing that. I'm paying my loans back. I don't know. I feel like I got what I paid for to a certain degree. But not everybody's in that boat. Some people really did not receive what they were promised. And if they can prove that, there's ways for them to get away from having to pay that debt. Rad, did you hear about India's new ammunition? No, I have not heard about that. What's up, Xterra? Happy freedom. What's up, Into Bushes? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Dharma Agent? Happy freedom. Vinny C, they got blackmailed or they sell their souls for the riches. Yeah. Got to get the deep state or the swamp drained. Deep state, same difference. Guess convince them that your professor touched your no-no zone and then settle on moving the debt. Well, I could. I could do that, but no, I'm not doing that. All right, Hooligans, we're going to move forward. Like I said, this last little bit of the news is Lefties losing it. This one's titled, Democrat Senator Imagines Jesus is Trans, which is bullshit. What a bunch of bullshit. Either way, it's Lefties losing it. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
And it's time for Lefties losing it. And how do we get this deep into the week without some input from the ladies of The View? And these miserable maidens are losing their teeny tiny minds again about Joe Biden.
He's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly. I can't point to anything that he's done as that he did.
No,
as president. But I want somebody to tell me, well, when did you know it was bad? If you knew, why did you wait?
Yeah, so can I answer that,
Can I get in
he
for a
said
second?
that it was after he moderated the debate.
Yes, but that's not, I'm sorry, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're telling me that hundreds of people knew that he was not able to do his job, then where the hell was everybody?
Hundreds of people, Whoopi, hundreds of millions of people around the world who don't get their news from leftist lies like you knew about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. They knew it was real and it made him unfit for office. I've been covering it on this station for more than 5 years. Let's just have around 20 seconds of President Applesauce.
Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. The idea that Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
I don't know what you were doing there. I don't know how Whoopi missed all that. It was only around a week ago when Joe Biden and chief elder abuser Jill were on The View to try to dispel any notions of his feeble mental state. It did not go well.
The projects, the benefits. How do you lead the world without having the best infrastructure? How do you lead the world without having the best healthcare in the world?
But we can hardly expect any level of integrity or consistency from the ladies of The View. And let's stay on Whoopi Goldberg, because remember when she said this before the election, disputing the notion that Donald Trump and the Republicans were pro-family.
The thing that really pisses me off about this is, you know, if y'all really cared about children, where are the tax credits? Where's the paid family leave? Where's the free health care? You know?
Yep, she's demanding tax credits, but now that the Trump administration is coming through with some relief, she ain't happy.
So as birth rates continue to decline in America, the White House is looking into offering $5,000 cash bonuses, expanded access to IVF, along with other incentives for women to have more babies. Why? And, okay. I am incredibly insulted by this because clearly they don't know how women's bodies work.
Oh, she's so insufferable, isn't she? And yes, Whoopi, I'm sure it's Republicans who don't know how women's bodies work, not your ilk who claim women can have penises and men can breastfeed. But how interesting that you are insulted, you are enraged by the very tax credits you were demanding. Now she's mocking the $5,000 benefit because that's nothing. What's that going to cover, lunch?
I don't know what $5,000 is supposed to do. And it's not even $5,000 because you have to cut it in half because you got to pay taxes on it. Yeah. So they're offering you $2,500.
They're just the worst, aren't they? Now, talking about miserable maidens, here is Hillary Clinton being Hillary Clinton, i.e. awful.
What advice do you have for the first female president of the United States?
Well, first of all, don't be a handmaiden to the patriarchy, which kind of eliminates every woman on the other side of the aisle.
Handmaidens for the patriarchy, that's how Hillary describes Republican women, except for someone like Liz Cheney, because someone as awful as Hillary. You know, it's a little rich for the woman who allowed herself to be repeatedly humiliated over and over again with Bill Clinton's wild philandering, affair after affair, Monica, Paula, Jennifer, Kathleen, the list goes on. And I'm not even touching on his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Never forget that this was the painting in prime position in Jeffrey Epstein's house. And through all of that humiliation, Hillary stood by her philandering man. Want to talk about a handmaiden for the patriarchy? Look in the mirror, love. Now let's go to Colorado and check in with how the Democrats are faring. This is Colorado State Senator Chris Kolker, who says he is accountable to God, and that's why he's standing up for equality and trans Jesus. Trans what?
I'm accountable to Almighty God because I'm standing up for equality. Well, on my day of judgment, I might be standing in front of trans Jesus. I don't know. I don't know. It's what I believe. And I believe that Jesus, God, will look at me and say, you stood up for people.
Now to Jake Tapper's new book, Original Sin, on President Biden's decline and its covered up by the likes of Jake Tapper. We haven't forgotten Jake, but he's on the book tour and his fellow lefties are treating these revelations on Biden's decline like it's breaking news. One interesting note, again, something those on the right have pointed out for some time, is the Biden family's dodgy business dealings involving Hunter Biden often, whose influence extended to the Oval Office. Indeed, was America being unwittingly led by this guy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 crack commandments. Follow these rules, you'll have mad bread to break up. If not, 24 years on the wake up.
Good Lord, let's hear what CNN anchor Jake Tapper has to say.
How big a factor was the Hunter stuff?
I think it was considerable. I think Hunter was driving the decision making for the family in a way that people, he was almost like a chief of staff of the family.
Does that strike you as pretty bizarre?
It's bizarre because I think he is provably, demonstrably unethical, sleazy, and prone to horrible decisions. I mean,
tell me how you really feel.
Well, I mean, I'm just look at the record. I mean, after his brother died, he cheated on his wife with his brother's widow and then got her addicted to crack.
Just for beginners, joining me now for more on this is filmmaker Ami Horowitz. Ami, what do you make of that?
Okay, that is lefties losing it there. Klaus Daniels is getting rambunctious. I didn't realize it was 9:30 at night. I don't know, I'm brain dead today. Not doing okay. Anyways, we're going to try and get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we got an unboxing that we're going to do. Then we will be opening today's door from the advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. We got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled A Dog's Life by Who Threw. Or the video was provided by Who Threw. Then we got our official funny video of the day is titled President Trump Cancels Pride Month, and that was provided by Simply Witchy. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about lefties losing it. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, and now I can't remember what that is. Something in things. I was supposed to try hot sauce. I can't do that today. I'm just not able to. If we're able to go live tomorrow, remind me and we'll try this hot sauce. I do have it sitting here still somewhere around here. Can't remember what it was called. Actually, I think I might have put it in the fridge so it stayed good. It had some weird name on it. Either way, we're going to try that hot sauce tomorrow, but you guys got to remind me. Remind me earlier in the live. We should be going live. I don't know. I hate thinking about this situation I'm in. I can't even defend myself while I'm live. Just try and remind me tomorrow. We'll try some hot sauce. I'm excited about it. I just can't do it today. I'm just not able to. Anyways, reading through the chat, and we're going to get into the fun stuff. Tori Wayne, Orange Man bad and evil, and he does all the bad stuff. Yeah, that's what they say. Zero, yep, it's Trump's fault that Biden got cancer. The Democrats never stop. Guess blasphemy. He'll be standing in front of Satan, and Satan will say, "Bend over." You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It doesn't make sense that Jesus would be trans. I think the same thing when they talk about God. You know, saying that God is gay and stuff like that. God doesn't have reproductive organs. There's only one God. Therefore, he can't be gay. Like, he's above all of us. I don't know. These lunatics out here, they'll say anything. Most of the time when they say that, it's just to try and knock you off your square. That's what it is. They know that you have a relationship with God or you believe in Jesus and stuff like that. So they like to go out there and talk about that stuff because they know it's going to bother you. The same way that they love to openly talk about killing babies as if babies deserve it. They don't say it because it really matters to them. They say it because it matters to you. And that's the way the lefties are. They're just vile humans. Guess they just like to trigger. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Appeal to Heaven, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Appeal to Heaven. Thank you so much for the help. JeffMAC, we wouldn't know the truth without you. Thank you for all you do for us. Thank you, Appeal to Heaven. I appreciate you. I plus Jeff is as sharp as a bowling ball. Yep. DCAT could have done without the buffoon trying to talk. Should have left it out of the coffee. I'm just saying. Well, we got to be aware of what the idiots are doing. It's just, it's part of the deal. People used to show up all the time and bitch at me about showing the protests. And they were like, well, you're supporting them because you're showing them. And I just tell people all the time, if there's 20 assholes down the street from your house burning shit down, you'd probably want to know that they were there doing that. Like, we weren't supporting the protesters. We were raising awareness to what was happening. We're going to be doing that again this summer if I can survive this situation that's happening to me. We're going to have a spicy summer, and I'm going to do my best to cover it, but we got to get through what's happening to me right now. What's up, Let's Go Brandon? Happy freedom to you. Appeal to heaven, trans Jesus. Well, he said what he needed to say, and he can discuss that with God on a one-on-one. Yeah, he's going to find out. He's going to show up. Jesus is going to be like, yo, I heard you talking shit. He's going to be like, what do you mean? He's going to be like, put your hands up. And he's going to slap the shit out of him. You know that's what's going to happen. You're a badass stoner. I appreciate you. Rad, you don't think President Trump is doing better than Biden? I think President Trump is trying to do better than Biden. I think these judges are stopping and stifling a lot of things. We have deported people, but nowhere near the amount of people that Obama deported. Nobody cared when Obama was doing that, but they give a whole bunch of shit when Trump wants to do mass deportations. Same thing with, they're still having trouble getting dudes out of women's sports. The judges want to stand in the way of that too. It's just like left and right causing problems. I think that if this stuff wasn't happening, I think we would see more improvements. But we got 3 more years. We got like 3.5 more years, So people bitching about food prices. A lot of that's related to the tariffs. The whole deal with the tariffs isn't over yet. But there is a bunch of world leaders who are constantly coming to America to go to the White House to negotiate with President Trump to try and figure out the tariff situation because it's reciprocal. They stop putting tariffs on us, we'll stop putting tariffs on them in most cases. There is certain countries where we're going to continue to put tariffs on them, I guess. I don't know specifically which ones. But certain countries do have a small tariff on them. Everything else is reciprocal. So that'll affect our prices and stuff. We're supposed to become more energy independent as time goes on. That should equal lower gas prices, lower items that are made with plastic and rubber and stuff like that, because all of that has, uses oil or whatever. I can't think what it's called. Petroleum products and whatnot should become cheaper. And so there's a lot of change happening. I think the big, quick, hard-hitting change we want to see is being stifled by the judges and stuff. So I don't know. I just try to stay hopeful. I know it doesn't feel as bad as when Old Man Walter was running the show here, advocating for drag queens to read stories to kids while twerking on them, any of that stuff, or the money being sent to Ukraine. That was fucking terrible. That was terrible. To live in a shitty economy, everybody's losing their marbles, nobody can afford shit, and then we're sending all this money to Ukraine while the border's wide open and illegals are the only ones getting any kind of help. That shit's not going on anymore. That right there feels like a big win, that we don't have to deal with that anymore. So I'm hopeful that we'll see the change that we voted for. And I think President Trump is doing okay so far. I mean, I can't think of one thing that he's doing that is like really pissing me off or anything like that. Most of the problems I'm having with the agenda is the fact that it's being stopped. Same thing with like the Epstein files and stuff like that. That's not, I mean, it is kind of up to him, but at the same time, the feds are supposed to be releasing that. It's supposed to be Bongino. It's supposed to be Pam Bondi. It's supposed to be Cash Patel. It's supposed to be these guys making arrests and providing documentation, and they're not. They're not doing any of that. Same thing with like Doge. Doge was supposed to find $2 trillion in fraud and waste, Then when the inauguration happened, they claimed that they weren't going to be able to find $2 trillion, that they were going to just try and aim for $1 trillion in fraud and waste that they were going to uncover. Now it sounds like they're not even going to be able to do that. But just with the little bit of movement they were able to make in the beginning, they were able to release a whole shit ton. I mean, we'll pull it up really quick. National debt. This is everything that they've uncovered so far, which is good, More good stuff here. So Doge clock, I don't know if I probably can't highlight it. No, I can't. Anyways, 457 billion doll hairs, equaling about $4,077 per taxpayer. We wouldn't have that without Doge. We wouldn't have Doge without Trump. Again, I don't really know what that means because we're not getting that money. I think that what it should prove is that we should have to pay less in taxes because look at all the money that they're wasting. Obviously, they don't need it if they're using it for fraudulent reasons and they're just literally wasting it. They're finding ways to put it in their pocket. I think that equals us paying less in taxes. Now, I don't know that that is what's going to happen. They may just reallocate the money to purposes, right? Try and find something, an actual good use for it. But either way, we wouldn't have this change without the Trump administration. So I think that the Trump administration is doing better than the Biden administration, at least right now. You think President Trump's having mental issues? What about Trump makes you feel that he's having mental issues? What's up, Rodney? Happy freedom. What's up, Nicole? Happy freedom to you. Biden said he had cancer years ago. Yeah, we played that video yesterday. I think it was back in 22 when he had said that he had cancer, like a lot of his friends and whatever, pretty much admitted it to us. Wayward, no tax on overtime is going to be sweet. Yeah, they got to pass that big, beautiful bill for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Yep. Let's, bam. Throw the hammer. There we go. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into the fun stuff. All right. Like I said, we're going to do an unboxing really quick here, and then we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. We got 2 funny videos of the day. But first, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Like I said, we got an unboxing here. I believe this is by Tori Wayne. Ooh, give Klaus a bag to play with. Let me see here. How do I open this up? I was really hoping today was going to be a good day because you guys are going to love this. Oh, I didn't know it came with glasses. Yo, I'm going to be styling here. This is going to be my sexy time outfit. Alright, how do I do this? It's got a hairnet on it. Good stuff. Ugh. You hooligans ready to go do some hooligan shit? Let me get these glasses rolling real quick. Let me see that Declaration of Independence. I got some signing to do, buddy. Alright, let's get through this. I can't see shit, but that's okay. Let's get into this. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. Thank you for the wig and the glasses, Tori Wayne. Let's see what we get out of today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us also by Tori Wayne. Today is day 8. Klaus Daniel's like, who the fuck is sitting in my dad's chair? Come on, open her up. Today we got Smoky Sriracha. I bet this is good. Look at that. Look at that orange color there. Smoky Sriracha. Oh, I almost focused. Oh, well. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne. Here, Klaus Daniels, you hold on to that for a second. He's like, I don't take orders from you, stranger. I heard the British were coming. Anyways, let's get these funny videos pulled up. This first one is titled, let's see, it was provided by Who Through. This is titled A Dog's Life.
It's definitely down there. I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too. I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, well, I just feel like you can't be 100% sure because you're not looking in the water with me, so let me just double check for you. Yeah, it's definitely down there. See, if you looked in the water with me, you'd be able to see it.
Well, I see it just fine, so.
Look. I'm telling you, man, I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, every time you do that, you're actually making it harder for me to see because you keep shaking.
Right there, dude.
You keep shaking the water around it.
I don't know, dude. I think I'm just gonna have to deep dive for it. Maybe seal this.
Okay, well, you're a dog, not a seal, so.
I'm going for it. Here we go.
No. Not even close. No. Come on, you're getting all wet.
Wow, yeah, that's at least like 3,049 or
number.
2 clicks or something down there.
No, just let me think of a better plan, okay?
Tell mom and dad I'm a good boy. I'm going in.
Wait, hold on.
Saw a few sharks. I had to get out of there.
There's definitely no sharks.
Dude, come on. I think if we both go down at the same time, we'll be able to get it.
Okay, yeah, I know that sounds like a terrible plan, and I'm not gonna do that.
Seriously, I had it in my mouth. I was so close.
You at no point had that in your mouth. I saw the whole thing. You weren't even close.
I had to drop it. There was like 70 sharks.
Yeah, there's literally no sharks, so.
A Dog's Life. All right, hooligans, getting into our official funny video of the day. Oh, I remember. This is titled, well, it was provided by Simply Witchy. This is titled, President Trump Cancels Pride Month.
My fellow Americans, it is with great pleasure that I am announcing that Pride Month is canceled. Pride is a sin, and we will no longer participate in deliberate moral inversions. Instead, June will be known as Confidence Month, or maybe just June. Who knows? In either case, it'll be a time for us to celebrate legitimate achievements worthy of reflection. I hate to break it to some people, but putting a wiener in a butt shouldn't be on anyone's highlight reel. Very unhygienic. Love is love. That's what they say. However, poop is poop, folks. Poop is poop. My fellow Americans.
Poop is poop. You hear that, Klaus Daniels? Good Lord. Anyways, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop it in all the chats. And then we're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up. No, Klaus Daniels. You're being rough right now. Oh, big gigantic kitty. There you go. There you go. Anyways, he's trying to help me fix my hair really quick. Styling. Oh, there we go. There we go. Getting it. Anyways, dropping this Linktree link really quick. Tory Wayne started OnlyFans with the wig. I should. I need the money. I'm gonna have to sell some Klaus toes out there for some doll hairs. Vinny C, you look like one of the Golden Girls. Love it. I love that. All right, hooligans, there's the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, let me get that ponytail out here. I'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. We're going to read through really quick just to make sure well, we're not that far yet, but just see what you hooligans think about the live so far. And we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next, and then we will be wrapping things up. So, reading through. Zero, love the wig, makes the Patriot part more fun. I think so. Thank you so much, Tory Wayne. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. Snunks love those doggos. Yeah, they're funny. Zero love the wig. Yeah, styling. Styling right now. Snooks, you wear that, I'll wear my French maid outfit. It'll be fun. I don't know, I gotta act like an asshole and flip tables and stuff just like our forefathers did. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom? I can't see anything. I can't see anything, but I'm doing my best. What's up, Dusto? Happy freedom? This could be your 4th of July streaming outfit. Oh, you're onto something, Dusto. That's a good idea. My feed, love the wig. Thank you. Let's go, Brandon. Looks like he's about to say, fucketh thy king's laws, and sign the Declaration of Independence. That's right. I know, it makes me want to strut around the house. Like I got shit going on. Have my chest all out. Told the carrot, get their shitty hands off our rainbow. That's right. We're taking it back. Only wigs. Oh, I love that plastic quack. Over on that only wigs. Ghostly, what's it like to have hair again? It's oh, what is the word I'm thinking of? It's nostalgic. It is. It's not dreads, but, you know, it's close. DEFCON, looks like your head is in the clouds and your eyes in focus. As long as you guys are enjoying it, that's all that matters to me. Stoner, they eat the poo-poo. They do. They do. Poop is poop. I know. President Trump should release merch that says that. DCat, where'd you get the white raccoon? I have questions. That's racist. That's racist. Bill Clay. Jeff is wearing the official wig and glasses the founding fathers wore to sign the Declaration of Independence. Yep, it's about that time. Remember back in 2020 during the lockdowns and stuff, they were saying it was feeling like 1776? It's feeling real 1776 around here right now. Plastic Wag, Jeff's a regular Ben Franklin over here. I'm trying. I got to brush up on my cursive, though. Nana, the glasses go on the end of your nose. Thank God, because I can't fucking see anything. I'm trying. There we go. Now I look like Annie M. You know? I look like I'm about to scream at the kids while I just got done washing dishes. That's what I look like, but that's all right. Told the carrier, be careful, Klaus might want to party with that wig. He jumped up on the top of the chair here while we were watching the funny video and started nipping me in the back of my head. I had to rescue the wig. He thought he was saving me. He thought I was under attack by the whiteness. Guess who? Go yell outside, the British are coming. The British are coming. People might get other ideas. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's a bunch of lowlifes around here. I start yelling that outside. They don't even know what I'm talking about. Hooligans Island need to put up your don't tread on me flag. You know what? I got a flag right here. Let me pull this. Let me see. Because I got it sitting right here. Ugh. And get that ponytail going. I should have this up right now. Ugh. Do. Where does it begin? Whoa. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh. George Washington, stay strapped or get your ass clapped. Very fitting. Very fitting right now. And you guys couldn't tell if I have pants on or not. You like that? Yeah, switcheroo there. Anyways. Hooligans Island, class thought you were being attacked by a white cat. Yeah, he thought it was racism happening. No, Klaus Daniels, you leave that alone. I don't want you tearing my stuff up. Go on. Get your booty out of here. He's like, you won't give me fancy feast? I'm going to tear your shit up. You'll regret that, Klaus Daniels. All right. I'm going to read through a little bit more, and we got the pledge coming up. Tory Wayne, they'll think you're a liberal if you start that stuff. Absolutely. Klaus Daniels, you want some hot sauce? I'm gonna change your life. You better get out of here. Good nice. Good nice. DEFCON, clap them cheeks. That thing yeets. Yeah, I got a t-shirt that says strawberry jam, but my Glock don't, or something like that. Vinny C, Jeff Washington. I'm trying. Jeff Washington sounds like a black dude's name. My goodness. All right, hooligans. It is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Let me get this ponytail out here. I feel like Braveheart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans, we did the thing. We're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind, but we are going to be wrapping this up. I got to take the glasses off so I can see. We will be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Hopefully, that's the plan. Hopefully nothing else happens that's fucking terrible in my life. Either way, like I said, we're going to read through and we're wrapping this up. That's right, Nano. Play ball. Hey, thank you for being here. Let's go, Brandon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Too Old to Care. Thank you, Meta. Appreciate you, Hooligans Island. Hooligans Island been a stressful last few weeks. Yes. Thank you, Tori Wayne. I appreciate you. Thank you, 10 Man. Thank you, Bill Clay. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. Thank you, Rappy. Appreciate you, Appeal to Heaven. Appreciate you, Wayward. All right, hooligans, I think we're good to go. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I think that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know. I'm trying not to ruin the live here. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys being here, all your contributions. Thank you guys so much for all your help, helping me in this jam that I'm in right now. I am in a real tough situation. So thank you guys so much for all your help. Thank you for helping me cover the news. Thank you for improving today's day, as rough as it is. Thank you guys for coming and laughing with me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go find some good food. I'm going to try and do the same, but please make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.
Since 1962. And